Hi, this is Daryl Johnson with Maximum Impact Martial Arts. Now, in our school, when we wrap hands, we have two different methods. We have one that's designed to be protection for kickboxing and boxing, and we have one we use for mixed martial arts or when we have to add grappling into the equation. The kickboxing hand wrap does a really good job of keeping your knuckles protected, your wrist protected, as well as having some hand protection. The challenge is it's hard to articulate your hand when there's that much support and there's a lot of cloth in the palm of the hand, hard to grapple. So this is the wrap we use when we're doing the the mixed martial arts style. Again, the length of your wrap will have a lot to do with how difficult this is. This is a 180-inch hand wrap. This is about as long as I get. So the problem with this one is a lot of threading through, and if you have really large hands, it's fine. My hands are medium sized, so this is a little bit longer for me. But I need to choose a color that you can see on video. If I do a black one, it's really hard to see how I'm doing it. So let's get started. So I hook it over the back of my wrist, and I'm going to give about 3 or 4 loops around the wrist to initially get the wrap started. Okay, as I get to the base of the hand, or finish that section of 4 loops, I'm going to go across the base of the hand, and then go on the palm of the hand, and hang it off the back of the hand here. Now, in this case, I have plenty of cloth for this wrap, so I'm going to do some back and forth loops across the knuckles to give me some extra protection. So it doesn't really matter how many you do, as long as whatever number you choose, it ends up hanging off the back again. Then I'm going to make a complete circle around the knuckles one more time. So I once again hang off the back. At this point, I only have really 2 layers of cloth on the palm of the hand, and that's important because that's going to come into play in a little bit. So I make sure that the strips are lined up correctly. I'm going to take this around the back of the hand, come across, and now I'm going to go from the base of the thumb and go in between my pinky and my ring finger. Now I'm doing this wrap sitting down because that's what the camera is, so it's really hard to do that. Standing up is much easier. I'm going to snug it up so it's nice and tight, and then I'm going to, rather than go back around like I would do for kickboxing, I'm going to bunch up the cloth in the palm of my hand. I'm going to loop it underneath and make a complete circle. And the wrap sticks to the carpet, so that makes it extra fun. So once I have that circle, I snug that up nice and tight so it doesn't go anywhere. So I have this now. I'm going to take this remainder and go in between my middle finger and my ring finger. I unbunch the cloth so it's not going to wad up as I go through. So I take this through, I return this loop to the base of the thumb where the loop started, snug it up, I cross under the wrist, and now I'm going to go in between my index finger and my middle finger. I once again make a complete loop underneath the cloth on the palm of my hand. So now I have cloth in between each of my fingers. The palm of my hand is clear. This last wrap, rather than going back through here, I'm going to take it and go around the edge of the hand, around where my index finger is, and loop it back to the edge of the hand this way. Then I'll go around the wrist, secure everything together, and then I'm going to just finish up whichever cloth I have left on the wrist. Again, this is a long hand wrap, so there's a lot of leftover material. Which keeps sticking to the carpet. And if your Velcro doesn't line up correctly, in this case mine did, you would just give it a half twist and come around. But in my case, it lined up nicely. And I now have my knuckles protected, I have my wrist protected, and importantly I have the palm of my hand so I can grip and I can do grappling. Alright folks, there you go. That's our mixed martial arts hand wrap. Hope it works for you. Again, this is the way we do it. Doesn't mean it's the best way or the only way, but this is a good place to start from.